How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Caddison here. We're reacting to another episode of Squid Game with episode 2, season 2. Really great start with the first episode to kick off this second season. Obviously, with Gi-hun trying to, he was able to track down the recruiter after many long months, and of course it's been 2 years since the ending of season 1, so yeah, but it was really great stuff. Very tense, of course, especially towards the end. I mean, you had a feeling that the recruiter's time was coming up in regards to the whole Russian roulette game that they played towards the end, but yeah, it was, like I said, very intense, and it will be really exciting to see what's going to happen, since Junho was outside as well whilst these two were playing Russian roulette. So yeah, that will be very interesting to have. I guess Gi-hun and Junho cross paths again. So why don't we get into this episode of Squid Game? It's episode 2 of season 2. Let's go. The recruiter lost the game. Very kind of mysterious, like, hallway, isn't it? At the same time, I'm just kind of expecting a little chase sequence between doors. Oh, it's a nice. If you got a nice little ribbon on. Look, let's.
경찰이다. 손 머리 위로 올려.
He had good reason to, and plus he didn't kill the recruiter.
당신을 살인 용의자로 체포한다.
He didn't murder.
변호사 선고할 권리가 있고 묵비권을 행사.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ! I mean, you're in hot water as well. Oh. Club HDH. Our next step to entering Squid Game 2, maybe? I don't know.
저 여기 일하는 사람인데요. 내일 아침 일찍 출근이라서요.
그래도 여기서 자대고 주무시면 안 돼요. 위에서 알면 내가 또 잔소리 들어.
Her home, sadly.
그 섬에서 기억해? 숙소에서 큰 싸움이 났던 날 가면들이 진압하러 들어갔었지.
Oh, hell. Yeah, not a good introduction there, Junho.
그놈이 게임에서 쳤을 뿐이야.
Yeah, he did.
당신
He lost the game.
아직도 그 게임을 하고 있는 거야?
난 그 게임을 멈추려는 거야.
어떻게?
These two are gonna clash. Oh, well, not clash, collide. In good terms.
아니, 얼굴은 몰라. 검은 가면 쓰고 있었어.
Ooh. Interesting how he's keeping those details hidden as well.
진짜 깜빵이 갔다니까요. 그 새끼는 벌도 안 받고 내가 그때부터 경찰은 믿지 않는.
Oh, jeez.
송 사장님이 게임에서 우승한 게 진짜였어요?
Yeah, he's starting to believe now. Like, oh shit, maybe you weren't bullshitting.
내가 그 새끼 윗대가리들 다 찾아내서 묶어놓고 가위바위보 시켜서 다 싹 죽일 겁니다.
Oh my God, he's so unhinged.
무장한 병력들이 있어요.
Yeah, he's way over his head.
상대할 수 있는 놈들이 아니에요.
Oh my God, he's got his own practice range. He's so hopeless. God. Oh shit, you know what I'm getting? Flash. Why does that rabbit costume you remember Happy Tree Friends? I don't know why, but it's giving me Happy Tree Friends vibes, which given the nature of this show would be pretty apt, I guess. Oh my god! Oh!
토끼야,
Oh!
이거
이 새끼는 대가리에 씨발 바람이 안 통해. 이거 내 거만이래?
Uh-oh. Well, it's too late now. You broke the immersion, buddy. Hope you're happy. I'm kidding.
방금 그 남자가 그 화가인데 그 사람 딸이야.
Oh.
얘가 어디 아파요?
아니 뭐 혈액암이라 골수 이식을 해야
Oh.
된다는데 그게 좀 쉽지가 않나 봐.
고구마요? 나 배부른데.
그럼 시켜 먹자.
And the fact that, yeah, Sangwoo's mother said.
있는 여자가 바로 새벽이한테 전에 빚진 것도 있고 이번 일은
I miss her so
그때는 내가 한번
much.
해보았습니다.
Of course, it's nice to see Gion looking out for her family.
또 없이 그 돌쟁이가 혼자
Okay, so it's not okay.
거기다가 엄마는 상관한테 총질하고 혼자 남쪽으로 뛴 반동.
Oh, Oh, shit. Oh no, wait. If she's trying to find a kid, is she... No! Fuck, if she's trying to find a kid, this is... Ay. They're gonna prey on her like no tomorrow.
그래도 안사람 길인데 살아있으면 와서 꽃이라도 꽂아놨을 끼다.
Oh, hells. Oh, hells.
형도 알아요.
내가 친엄마가 아니라서 내가 널 더 챙겼다고 원망할까봐.
Oh, steps, okay. Damn.
내 오장육부라도 팔아서 뭐라도 해줄라 했는데.
Okay, oh, damn.
엄마 뇌물 받은 것도 형이 스스로 결정한 거예요. 형이 그 꼴이 된 건 제 탓도 어머니 탓도 아니고 그냥 자기가 한 일에 대한 대가를 치른 거라고요.
And so that creates a bit of a interesting mindset when it comes to obviously the Squid Game and how he's the front man. He paid for it, and he knows what it's like. It's so bad for the kid.
죄송합니다. 제가 사정이 생겨서요.
Oh, it's not her. I had it. Okay. Something happened to the kid. No. A hat. Pick up a hat. No way. No fucking way we are not doing the dentists in this episode. No. I heard that fuck. You know, if I had a nickel for every time there was a painful procedure involving a tracker in this season of Squid Games, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's fucked up that it's happened twice.
건데 이게 아직 보험 적용이 안 됩니다. 선생님, 제가 돈은
Yeah,
어떻게든
he's gonna be
마련해보겠습니다.
involved in the games, isn't he?
우리 나연이 좀 제발 부탁드립니다.
Shit.
내일 다시 약속 잡고.
Oh, she gone. And she's left the hat, hasn't she?
무슨 일이 왜 생겨요?
Come on.
추적기까지 달아났잖아요. 그놈들이 성 사장님 데리고 어디를 가도 우리는 바로 쫓아.
This is all doomed for failure.
머리.
Help them.
무슨 전화야? 몰라. 말을 안 해.
장난 전화인가 보네. 빨리 끊고 와서 밥 먹어. 국 식어.
That is rough. That is rough.
6월 31일 서울시 송파구 봉은교
How convenient, right? Oh, she's gonna die. Oh God.
이거 얼마예요?
Is that a Hulk horse? I mean, we've had Spider-Man, a dinosaur version of Spider-Man. Why not a horse version of the Hulk? Oh man. Oh shit! Oh no!
내 경찰 제복이라도 입고 와야 할 텐데. 이것도 장난감 같아?
I love him. Oh man.
핑크 안 보여.
Oh no!
회장님.
Oh, so he's still okay. He's just done an inconvenient. I thought they were going to take him.
클럽 밖으로 이동했어요. 다들 준비하세요.
Yeah, where is?
이 차였나? 생각보다 멋진 차였군.
네가 진심으로 잘 살기를 바랬어. 지난 일은 다 잊고 행복하길
How
바랬지.
can you forget? Like that's easier said than done.
생각했다.
나한테 뭘 원하지?
게임을 멈춰.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Imagine now.
자선 행사라도 되는 건가?
그들은 어차피 게임에서 진 사람들이야. 경쟁에서 탈락한 쓰레기들.
You piece of shit.
말솜씨가 많이 늘었군.
Wow.
그래서 말 주인들을 설득이라도 하려는 거야. 제발 경주를 멈춰달라고.
Yeah, it's like it's like bold. Bold.
이상하죠? 지금부터 2호차가 추격합니다. 오케이. 야, 잡해.
Of course they're gonna have backup. We should have had. There was no snipers on our team that could snipe their asses. This is starting to sound like Marvel Rivals here.
게임을 하게 해줘.
게임을 하겠다고.
Oh hell.
다시 게임을 하게 해줘.
조금 전까지는 게임을 멈추라고 하자.
겁이 나는 건가? 오일남처럼 나한테 질까봐? 오일남은 죽는 순간까지 인정하려고 하지 않았어. 누군가 그 노숙자를 구하러. 너희들이 원하는 대로만 움직이진 않는다는 걸.
Boom. You self-entitled bastard.
뜻대로 해주지.
He's just been
456번.
eating this up.
게임에 돌아온 걸 환영하네.
But that's it though. He's gonna know what island to find, isn't he, Jun-Ho? Because of the tracker. Unless they do take it out or some shit. We know they're crafty bastards. Hello? What? Nah! No way! That's fucked! No way! Shit! So they've really hired... I mean, she's got expertise, I guess, so that can be very, very... that can be put to good use, I guess, for... yeah. Because... I mean, that's it, though. I feel like, especially when, you know, we had the recruiter going into a bit of, you know... like when Gi-hun was like, "You people like you will never understand," and the recruit was like, "Well, it's funny you say that." And now we have, yeah. Here's the thing: it's very interesting going into like her own struggles as well. And yet, but like I said, I mean, she's got experience, so they can still kind of cause torment because of the whole, because it is torture, not just of course to the players when it comes to, you know, partaking in the games itself. Obviously, that's an aspect in itself, but it can also be very, very tormenting for those who are going to be the soldiers as well, because you're really opening them up. I mean, it's like, well, you've seen all kinds of horrors, so this isn't really anything too dissimilar. They can just chalk it down to that. But it's still going to be obviously tormenting for people like her, and you know, just seeing how ruthless and how, yeah, vulgar the games are. Yeah, so yeah, that was always going to fall apart, wasn't it? This whole thing of you know, I mean, I don't know if it was more so buying time in terms of stopping the games. Wait and see what the teams do. But it was never going to go down easy for Gihan, was it? And now he's back in the games by choice. That might be this action might have some consequences. Whoa. So I think it's safe to say that the next episode's definitely going to veer into the games. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be characters that will probably get attached to or some shit. I don't know. Like, definitely for me, Sabiuk was one of the characters that we got attached to. Of course, 001 we got attached to until that reveal, right? So, at the end. But, yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to come about. So, yeah. I enjoyed this episode. Of course, it's going to be a bit slower, but now things are going to definitely ramp up from here onwards, from episodes 3 to 7, now that the games are going to be underway, as well as the fact that Junho is going to be able to find, because obviously we had that last episode where he was scouring these different islands to no avail. Now he knows which one it's going to be, if nothing interrupts any kind of broadcast in terms of the tooth, which was obviously not something I was prepared for. He's going to know which one, and he's going to be back on the island. And I hope nothing interrupts the broadcasting of Gihun's location, because obviously this is going to be a bit of a personal situation for that. So yeah, but it was very interesting to learn a bit more about Junho's relationship, because with these 2 episodes there's obviously been a very, I don't want to say a protective element for Inho in regards to his like he can change, etc. He still wants to fight for his brother, and he's putting up all of these protective elements in terms of making sure, like with the captain in the last episode, he was very secretive about him, and he was in this episode as well. So, yeah, but it was very interesting to learn about that aspect, about the fact that he was also, like, the front man was in a very vulnerable position, obviously, with his wife, and she just died anyways. So, and I was just thinking, when we were getting into a bit of backstory in regards to the front man who was in that amount of debt and all of that, like, this is definitely going to be very incentive, I would say, to obviously the fact of the idea that he's the front man for these games. He's yeah, up front and center, really. But it was just very interesting to learn that he had a wife, couldn't pay for the treatment, and he took bribes, which landed him in a lot of shit, seemingly. But yeah, like it kind of gives you a bit of a flavor in terms of this is how it all, these events led him onto the path that we're on. And yeah, obviously it's not a story that makes you be like, oh, so it's understandable. Like even his conversation to Gihun in the limo is obviously vulgar, and yeah, but it is very interesting to get a bit of a backstory in terms of how he was in a very vulnerable position once before, doing anything and everything to make sure he'd save his wife. And yeah, so, and you see all of these contestants who are in vulnerable positions themselves. So yeah, but it is very interesting to see how things have come about. So yeah, but yeah, I really am intrigued to see where things are going to go for Junho, of course, in terms of how he's going to confront his brother again, because obviously we know what happened last time. And yet there is this kind of idea, in a sense, because both Gihun and Junho are not out there to kill the front man. That's not going to resolve anything. But it's a nice kind of contrast to obviously what's going on in the games, where I guess the trash, as the front man puts it, gets swept up, aka human lives are taken, and this is not the way to go about it for Junho, and like especially with the fact that Junho, there is a sad backstory, and he feels like he needs to save his brother. So yeah, with Gihun, it's not about killing killing one of the lead people, and then all of the dominoes just fall down. But how? This is it though. How are you going to go about like trying to stop the games? So that's the intent. It's not about killing the front man. It's about somehow finding a way to stop the game. So yeah, but is he going to be success? Like, this is it though. I mean, it's a very interesting dilemma we're in, because he even volunteered to be back into the games here, so yeah. But not just the fact that he knows what goes down in the games is a very, very important subject to acknowledge, but also is lightning really going to strike twice? So yeah. And this is a thing, though. It's not something that it like, especially if the front man is acknowledged. Oh, so 456 is back in the game. Okay, they're not going to be like, well, this should be a piece of cake for you. Like, we're not going to change anything about it. There's going to be differences to make sure that it's not going to be like, especially with all of the VIPs as well. Are they really going to be like, oh, you know what? We want to make this year's edition to be predictable as hell. So yeah. In regards to 456, we're not changing anything about it. They're going to up the ante. So, yeah. But, yeah. It was very, very eerie, that whole conversation. Especially with just the way that the front man was talking about, just, like, the whole... There's an element of choice aspect and all of that. So, yeah. And it was just very, very interesting, especially veering into the game. You know, it's not going to change unless the world changes. So, yeah, yeah. You know what's interesting though? He made a mention about the fact that you think you could change the world with a pistol and all. And I'm just thinking back to that, like, corrupt CEO that got shot by that Luigi person. So there's a kind of a like, obviously, you could say that was foreshadowing based on the fact that this would have been obviously filmed before, that incident happened. But a point was to be made at someone who had so much power, and then you've got the front man saying, "That's cute. You got a pistol. You think you could really change the world with a pistol?" But people have succeeded. I wouldn't say succeeded, but people have made a point. I'm just saying, with a pistol, yeah. But I just really, yeah. I just really thought that the whole Halloween gig was obviously destined to fail. It was obvious. It was. I mean, not just the fact that, like, well, we know that he's going to be somehow brought back into the games again, but it's just certain dialogue before we went into the Halloween event. I was just waiting for someone to say what's the worst that could happen. That would have been the final nail in the coffin. But certain dialogue, but when they were prepping, it was destined to fail. They've got all of these merc guys. That's not going to happen. So yeah. But yeah, it was just very interesting to veer into this episode, especially with the new character. That twist at the end was something. That's it though. With Neil, I think her name is. With her going into the containers towards I was thinking that's a bit weird. The contest, because obviously she did contact the number and volunteered herself to be in the games, and you see her walk into one of the canisters along with a few other people, of course, or containers, should I say. And you're thinking, it's a bit weird. No one, like, that's not usually how it works. If you're a contestant, that's because she's not a contestant. So, yeah, but if I'm right in thinking, isn't the triangle, because there are obviously different ranks, in terms of depending on the shape, in regards to the guards, and I think the triangles, she's going to be someone who's going to be taking care of certain executions. So, to be fair though, as I've mentioned, we know that she fled, didn't she? She was a former soldier. She killed her superior as well. So, it makes sense that there are, as I mentioned, there can be two kinds of groups that can also be impacted by the sheer horrors of what the Squid Games operates on. Obviously, the contestants, who are on the spot and who have less pressure but see more disturbing shit. I mean, you think back to the organ donation bit last season. The guards are going to be traumatized, potentially, depending on if they are so depending on how desensitized or not they are. I mean, I imagine, because I do wonder what is the what's the credentials to determine who's going to be a player and who's going to be a soldier. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, well, she's a soldier, so it makes sense that if she's gonna volunteer, she could be a soldier because of her background. But it was very fascinating to go into Neil's story, because when she first approached the broker and she was just talking about finding someone, we had in the prior scene talking about Sabiuk's mother, I think it was, and she would later thought she just crossed paths with, unknowns to her, with Gi-hun. And I was thinking, wait, is she's looking for someone, they're like, are they related? But no, we got that confirmation. It was about her kid. So yeah, kind of getting Metal Gear vibes here. Yeah, I'm just thinking back to Olga Golukovich, for those who, yeah. I don't know why, but I think it's based on, military history and whatnot, and her finding her, trying to find her kid, who's completely in the unknown. Yeah. Who's only a baby as well. So, yeah. I'm just obsessed with Metal Gear, for those who don't know. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Be very interesting to see where I feel like she's going to be a very, very, very important character, but for the greater good, or is she going to just be a character we're going to hate? Yeah, I mean, she's going to have to get herself involved in some heinous shit, but I am very intrigued to see where they might be going with her story, because, I mean, yeah, like I said, she's going to be involved with some heinous shit, but that doesn't mean that she's going to be, very desensitized to all of this, and she's not going to be as psychotic as the recruiter. That's basically what I'm saying. There might be some conflict going on, and yeah, but there's a part of me that's thinking I severely doubt that. So yeah, but it was very fascinating to see her story, as well as the little kid, of course. And I'm just worried about her father, because obviously with the kid and the blood cancer situation and how things are just deteriorating for the kid, I can just imagine the father. And I'm just imagining right now, with her being a guard, that she's going to be the one to kill the kid's dad, right? Just to weaken us even further. Yeah. I mean, she's making special treatment in regards to catering to this poor Ben, and then she's going to be the one to kill her father. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was just a really, really great episode. Even if it's slow building, there's certain intensities, especially between the front man and Gi-hun, and yeah, it's going to be a lot more intense in the future, isn't it? In terms of episodes 3 to 7, you can imagine now that I wouldn't say the fun can begin, but yeah, we're ramping things up. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!